Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Lauren. I'm Tracy.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Matt.
I'm Megan.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by.
Gears, iced tea, good stuff.
We're finishing up on taking care of the animals for the morning. Just got the eggs collected. We just got all of the cattle fed. The calves are well taken care of, and we're just finishing up some odds and ends things. So yesterday you had moved some calves out of the cafeteria. Why did you do that?
The weather's starting to get warmer, and they were pretty good size, and also they were starting to destroy things in there. So it was time to get them out.
Especially with the warmer weather, it makes it a lot easier for us to move calves out of the cafeteria. And every calf that we moved out of the cafeteria has a red tag in its ear. And that allows us to keep track of each individual calf to make sure that everyone is healthy. It can be a little risky when you move calves out of the cafeteria. When you do it in the colder months, you gotta be very, very careful. So fortunately for us, we're gonna have a couple warm days, which will allow these calves to get acclimated to the weather. Dad and Daniel are working on cleaning some more stuff up down around back. They're getting some trash taken care of. Now today we are expecting a lot of rain. It's not gonna be nice weather. So we are going up to the greenhouse to move some things inside. As we get closer to the time where we need to start working in here, well, we have a lot of materials that we use. So we're gonna try and get these materials moved in. And we have plenty more than this pallet, but this is all we need to move in for now. Now inside all of these boxes that we're bringing in are all of these little 4.5 inch pots. Now at this exact moment, we're not gonna be moving everything inside. We did move quite a few boxes in. Now as you guys have seen in the past when we fill up the greenhouse, this entire section gets filled with those 4.5 inch pots. So we do go through quite a few. However, when you get started, it can be really easy to make things claustrophobic in here. So that's why we didn't want to move everything in. As we go down further through the line and we start to fill up the greenhouse, then we can bring the extra boxes in. If that's not kind of an answer about the blue truck, it's not running right now. However, at this moment, it's just in the way, so we have to move it out of our greenhouse. I mean, if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. It's that time of the year we need to get the Cookie Monster set up so we can be prepared when our soil gets here. Tightened up, you think?
Not the chain,
We got to run an extension cord from this outlet to the Cookie Monster, but it can't be on the ground. No, we got old people working in here. They're gonna trip and fall. I'm gonna go get the grease gun first and grease up the Zerks before we turn it on.
Now this behind me is a pot filling machine. Don't know if that's the technical term, but that's what we were told. The way it works is we take our raw material and we dump it into the hopper. Inside the hopper there are prongs and a chain that help to turn the material, essentially aerating it and making it soft. And then while it's being aerated and turned, sometimes we will add water to keep the dust down, and then the material will come up the conveyor and fall into whatever we have placed here, which is usually pots or trays. Or if no one's paying attention, the ground. And it has happened. I'm not gonna tell you who did it, but it's happened. Before we used this machine, we did everything by hand, and it took much longer. One of the hardest parts about this job is just breaking up all of the material that you use. And this machine basically does all of the hard work for you. So just to reaffirm what we were saying, we dump our materials in here, everything gets turned, aerated, and broken up. The material comes up the conveyor and falls into our pots, trays, or whatever containers we need to fill. Well, there we have it. Our machine is all set up and ready to go. Now all we need is material. Hello, how are you? The wind is starting to pick up. The sky is turning gray, so we're expecting storms to start at any time now. Before that happens though, we want to take all of the racks off of the truck and hook it up to the trailer. We're running into a little bit of a problem when it comes to our cattle herd, and the fact that we don't have enough. We've been getting plenty of orders lately. Dad does not know if he's going to purchase any cattle from the auction, but he is going this afternoon. Now, we're not buying anything too big, but we can foresee a problem down the road, and we just want to try and take care of that problem now. Now, sadly, when we buy from the auction, we can't really control where the cattle come from, but what we like to do is bring them home, get them on our grain that we know exactly what the ingredients are, and we can take care of them the way we like to take care of our cattle. I mean, you really can't measure the happiness on cattle, but I think our cattle are pretty happy. They let me pet them, so that's a good sign. I need your credit card.
What are you, my wife?
Before we can hook up the trailer, Daniel took the truck to go fill it up with fuel. This is why we always check on this stuff early on. We're having a little bit of an issue with this heater. The pilot is not staying lit as we turn the heater on. Now for the afternoon, Matthew and I have some exhaust vents on this heater that we're gonna be working on. So hopefully by the end of the day, we should have this heater and everything else in ship shape ready to go. We pulled out that little unit and we were fooling around with it, turning it up and down, and then a bunch of stuff came out of it. So we're hoping that's what the problem was. We were checking lines. We are not 100% sure that's what the problem was, but we're hoping that's what the problem was. This is our thermostat right here. I'm waiting for Dad to get the pilot lit, and I'm gonna turn it on and see if it works. Did it work?
It worked.
Now that it's working correctly, I can show you what it's supposed to look like. That's what we like to see. The flames are at a good height, and the fan kicked on, which allows all of the heat to be dispersed through the greenhouse. Now that we've got it running, we need to make sure that it will also turn off. We got the pilot lit, I turned it back on. Heater kicked on just fine. We might have an issue with our pilot, but we're gonna let it cycle a few times and see what happens. Inside this little unit, this little pilot light, there was something that was blocking the flow of gas. So we've got that removed, and it should run fine now. We're gonna have to run it through a few more tests, and then we'll be able to know for sure.
With me, Daniel, or not?
Yeah.
If you don't want to,
I was gonna go with you.
okay, if you don't want to, I can go by myself.
Yeah, I can't because I gotta park tonight. Well, call us if you get cows. Call us, make sure so we can get that pen finished setting up.
Yeah, put the bale of hay in.
Yeah.
And there's a blue feeder up there.
Okay.
Half tub. You can take
In the
greenhouse.
Okay.
Matthew and I are gonna have to pick up some parts for that greenhouse. The heater was working, everything was working just fine.
Yeah.
Just a few things that we need to fix up so that everything can be more efficient. We have to make sure everything runs smoothly, because if it's not running smoothly, you're gonna have some problems, especially when you're starting seeds and have plants in there. What are you doing? Huh? Are you working? You look like you're working. Say, I'm Callie. You can see there is a lot of work going on back here. All of the girls are down bagging stuff up. Callie is supervising from her comfy chair. Are you in charge down here? Huh? So for lunch today, we are having cheesesteaks. Grammy just got done doing up some onions. She has some cheesesteaks here. There's soup there. What is that? Oh, that looks like corned beef and cabbage soup. And then over here, she's still working on some cheesesteaks. And today, Grammy's been working on some candies. She's got some white chocolate peanut butter. She's got some cherry nut. And then she's also got some buttercream candies over here. So for the afternoon, Matthew and I need to go pick up some parts for the heater. So Callie is coming with us. Oh, your bib's blowing up in your face. What's going on?
We have Callie.
We're trying to put her in a car seat.
Say hi, Callie.
Right? Yeah.
Say hi, Callie. She doesn't like the whole going in the car seat process, but you know, once we're locked in and moving, she doesn't mind it too much.
Matthew and I are now home. Dad and Daniel left for the auction to pick up some cattle. So now we're just trying to fix all of the venting that we just bought and have everything prepared to be put up.
That should keep the birds from making nests.
We've got that exhaust vent put into place and it's all set up. We've got our tubing that we need to set up the heater. And Matthew and I repaired a piece. We're just waiting for it to dry. And then we should be able to get everything set up. We are now done in the germination greenhouse. We gotta wait for that piece to dry and then we can put everything back together. Only thing left really to take care of tonight is take care of the cattle. And we might have to set up a pen for the possible cattle Dad is buying from the auction. So we'll just have to wait and see. If he gives us a call and lets us know he bought some, then we just have to put some hay in there and take care of the other things. Oh! Door's locked. I'm just checking on all of the cattle, mostly the calves. I was concerned about them a little bit more. All the calves seem pretty alert, and then the rest of the cattle, they're doing completely fine. These cattle over here are wet because they love being out in the rain, but for now, everything looks good. That's where I'm gonna stop for now. Dad might be bringing home cattle, might not be. We still have that pen over there and we have the calves to take care of, but I'm gonna wait for them to see what we're gonna do. I don't know, I'm gonna go up and get out of this weather. That's what I'm gonna do. We got a call from Dad. He ended up buying some cattle. So now we have to get everything set up for these new cattle.
Brought in a round bale, and then we're gonna make sure we have our round bale feeder tied fast. And then all we have to do then is make sure there's a good amount of sawdust in here. We gotta fill up a half a barrel with water for any cows that come home. And we'll have to get a small feeder for some grain when they get home, because when they get home from the auction, they're always hungry.
We've got bedding in place, we have water. Matthew is getting a trough that we can put some grain into, and then we should be ready for them. Dad had just called and said he picked up 5 head of cattle, which that'll be really nice for us. I don't know why I forgot to tell you what we were having for dinner and record. Probably because my dad's not here. But we're having ham and potatoes for dinner, and Callie is having sweet potatoes. So it's a pretty good meal, wouldn't you say? Yeah, open up. Oh, there you go. Who wants some sweet potato? Oh, that's a good girl. But anyway, this is where we're going to end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.